Welcome to Unit 1. So in this first video, I'm going to show you how you can make your sprite, which is the character on the stage, move and turn. So first of all, you'll notice that by default, this cat, or the scratch cat, becomes your default sprite on the stage, and it's called Sprite 1. Right now we can leave it called Sprite 1, but just so we know in the future, if you click the eye in the corner of the sprite selector, then you can change the name. So instead, let's call this cat1. Also, we also want to make sure that we frequently save our programs. So if you go to File, Save As or Save, then the first time it'll ask you the location and the name you want to save it. I've already called this one Unit 1 Motion and Turn. So let's get started with the actual program. As you saw in the intro video, in order for anything to happen on the stage, we have to use the events when green flag clicked block. This means whenever you click the green flag, which starts the program, then the following blocks will execute. The programs here we write are called scripts, and the blocks that fit together are the programs or the steps that the selected sprite will follow. Let's go to the motion category. Here, you can see the move steps block and the turn clockwise and counterclockwise blocks. Let's select the first one and drag it underneath. Make sure that the two blocks highlight, showing that they'll fit together. If we click the green flag, you can see that each time it moves forward 10 steps. But now we can make this more interesting by using the turns. So for now, let's detach the move 10 steps block. If the block is not connected to the green flag clicked, it won't execute. So we can either leave it here, just floating around, or if we want to delete it, all you have to do is drag it back into this area and release, and it'll automatically go away. Let's take the turn clockwise 15 degrees block and drag it underneath. It snaps, so we know that this should work. Click the green flag. Now you can see that the cat is now rotating 15 degrees every time we click it. Of course, we can also change this, so we can say, for example, 50 degrees, which will be a much wider turn. Now notice that there's the clockwise and the counterclockwise blocks. So if we detach this and add the counterclockwise block, we can also make this 50 degrees. Now it starts rotating backwards. But these numbers don't have to be positive. If we change this one to negative 50 degrees, and then hit the green flag, you'll notice that it's actually moving the exact same way as the other block, which was positive clockwise. In other words, negative counterclockwise and positive clockwise will perform the exact same action. The same goes vice versa if clockwise became negative and counterclockwise was positive. Let's get rid of these two blocks. Now, let's make a combination so that we can have the sprite move in any direction and any number of steps we want it to. Let's take the move 10 steps block and the turn clockwise block. Add any combination of this that you want. Just make sure that they snap together. Alright. Now change the numbers as you want them to. Remember, it'll always move forward in whichever direction it's pointing if the steps are positive. You can also make the steps negative, and it'll move backwards. So let's make this -10. How about we make this 45 degrees? We'll keep that at 15 degrees. Let's move 15 steps, or let's make that 20 steps. It'll go backward 35 degrees. Make it move 7 steps. Make it move 5 steps. Again, you can use whichever numbers you wish. Since all of these will execute in order after the green flag is clicked, it should initially move a little backward, rotate, move forward, rotate backward, move forward, rotate, and then move forward a little bit. Now that was the issue. Did you notice? We clicked it, but it seemed like everything happened instantaneously. So we didn't get to watch anything happen. If we head back to control, you'll see there's a wait 1 second block. Take this and add it in between each of these blocks. That way, we'll have time to notice each of these changes. You can also change the 1 second to be however many seconds you want. Let's drag this back to the center of the stage and hit run. It's rotating, moved forward, rotated back, moved forward. It's rotating, and then it finally moved forward one more time. And there you have it. That's the motion and turning.